Seasonal anime is everything and more. This season is stacked with a lot of animation peaks and some lows, but overall this season has been nothing but really great shows. We got really great sequels and we get some even better new shows. There's ton to enjoy here and I think there's at least one show on this list that you will enjoy. So comment what's your favorite anime of this season? Your favorite sequel, and your favorite new show, I guess. I gotta start with JJK because this season has had a lot of expectations on it, and so far, they are absolutely killing it. This season, I was really excited to see how they would do some fights, and each and every time there's a big fight, they take it and make it something unbelievable to watch each time. It's been a staple of this series with how good their fighting has been, and it keeps getting improved on over and over again. It's really insane how much Mappa has spazzed between this and the Chainsaw Man movie. It seems like they might be having a better environment going on over there, but nobody can really say for sure, so let's just pray for their fucking workers because they're absolutely cooking. This season has also had a lot of confusion for me in the manga with the culling game specifically. I felt like I was getting overloaded with information about powers and the rules of the game, but the anime made it feel like they really took their time to make sure you understand what exactly is going on and how each rule works. One of my favorite episodes so far outside of Naoya's beatdown was the rules of them explaining the culling games because it's done with real care and you can tell exactly how everything works. They're completely blowing the manga out of the water with this adaptation. This is exactly what you want. Elevate the content you are given, and they have done nothing but elevate it. All the characters they introduce have cool ass powers and abilities, and it feels like they're only just beginning with how good they're going to do it justice. And that's really all you ever want, the series to be done with justice, and this series is getting full justice, and it's amazing. Sentenced to Be a Hero was a show, I won't lie to you, wasn't really my groove at first. It felt like it was getting overhyped because of how amazing the animation was, and I wanted something to sink my teeth into story-wise. Like, yeah, the whole government, turning against Xylo and punishing him to be a hero was there, but I wanted something more. More than just the revenge plot of Xylo trying to get his get back on the government because, they did him dirty. Their power system's pretty cool with these sacred seals, and then you can use powers of goddesses to make even crazier powers. It's pretty cool. And it took a while for them to get there, but eventually they did get there around episode 4. And that shit sucked me into the show where I was finally like, you know what? This show might be cooking something crazy. In this world, being a hero isn't a good thing. It means you gotta fight demons, you are pawns for the government to use however they want to. Also, you can't even die. You'll just be brought back, which really messes up with your mental. Each episode you get to learn a tad bit more about the government and how fucked up it is, how monsters have already infiltrated them, and how close everything was to coming out. We already know the government was full of corruption with the Xylo situation, and I'm excited to see more about that in the full context of the situation, because we already know they have the ability to make people literally not speak about a situation ever again. So what could they have done with the Xylo thing? The action is fast-paced and great to watch. It's also animated really well, and now there's enough for me to be interested enough in the story to see what other twists and turns will be involved in it. Tune into the Midnight Heart, a new harem that is taken over the streets. Arisu was a man on a mission to fix the one mistake he made so long ago. He told a girl that he loved her and had no idea what she looked like. All he knew was her voice and her podcasting name, Apollo. So he basically tracked her down to this specific school where she is at. And it turns out, since he's never seen her before, he only knows her by voice. So once he hears that voice again on the speaker, he breaks into the broadcasting room. He meets 4 girls and all of their tones mimic Apollo. So he has zero idea which one is Apollo because they all sound like fucking Apollo. I really like the manga for the story because it's mysterious on who exactly Apollo is. You just guess as much as Arisu is guessing on who is who. It's interesting to learn more about the girls, and then you realize how much you want your favorite girl to be Apollo or not Apollo, because maybe he'll gain feelings for the girl and not think of Apollo anymore. I think this show has that potential to be a top harem, but man, the animation really makes this show fall flat. And I'm not a manga elitist, but man, some of this show really is just super poor in the animation department. It really just does a big disservice to the show. But I think it's worthy to check out because of how good it does get. Just worry about the animation because it's pretty bad. Ushinoko Season 3 I think has really picked up the pace. There is so much going on with each character. Ruby is a big point this season. After carrying everything over that happened in Season 2, she was somebody that I really enjoyed as a character, but I always felt like she never really had anything crazy going on. But Season 3, she is full on ready to do whatever the fuck it means to get back on the person who killed the people that were most important to her. So it's fun to see her in the Aqua role this season. And then we have Aqua, who's kind of taking a chill pill compared to the other 2 seasons where he's kind of playing a background character, since Ruby is taking the majority of the spotlight. But we do get a nice scene where he feels like if he ever goes after Kana, the same fate will fall upon her like it did with Ai way back then. Then it's revealed to him that a guy who he thought originally killed Ai wasn't actually the real killer, so it sends him into a spiral where he's just freaking the fuck out. And it's probably one of the best episodes where that takes place, because first you have the Aqua freak out, then you have Ruby telling Aqua that she's gonna do whatever it takes to make it to the top, and then you have Kana having a moment where you can see how broken she is over the whole situation with Aqua. And the three of them are the main players this season, and I'm so interested to see where each of them go beyond this point, because I want to see how things will be resolved on a personal level and how each of them will just straight up evolve. They also continue to show how evil the entertainment industry is in general and how fucked up things can get. Also, I think it's really funny that Akane finds the real dad in like the matter of 10 minutes. Like, it's not that big of a deal for me, but I just think it's really funny. Like, all she does is put two and two together and then a little bit with the white flowers, and then boom, she figures it out. I just think it's really funny, but also shows how clever she is. Overall, a great continuation of everything that happened in the seasons past. Also, the opening for the season fucking bangs. If there was ever a description for absolute cinema, it would go to Fake Strange Fake. This show has looked fantastic from beginning to end, and it better look that damn good with how long we had to wait, but I don't think anybody expected it to look this good. Most Fate shows have been great when it comes down to how well the show looks. We got Heaven's Field, Unlimited Blade Works, the Fate Grand Order movie, and the TV show. You got Emiya's cooking and shit, even Fate Carnival is gas. I mean, they always cook when this property is getting anything animated. And I can't glaze enough how good this show looks, because it is beautiful to watch each fight scene. Each scene is crafted with such love and care. You can tell that they want this to be the best looking thing ever, and they do everything in their power to make it look like that. So far, the series starts with them making a fake Holy Grail War, and then eventually it turns into a real Holy Grail War. So you got 2 wars going on, and there's a whole bunch of servants appearing. You got 6 servants from the fake one and 7 from the real one. Holy shit. Everybody is after this Holy Grail for one reason or another. We have this little girl whose people was driven off this land to start the fake Holy Grail War, so she wants to get her land back. There's so many people going after this thing, it's actually insane how many players are actually playing a part. And why do they want to get this Holy Grail? Because this Holy Grail can grant any wish. So many Easter eggs to other series. It's actually really cool. If you've seen the other shows, you find a lot of great stuff in this, or play the games, or even watch the other series in the verse. But here's the kicker. I think newcomers to Fate can really enjoy this show too. They explain a lot of concepts really well, and it gets you introduced to a lot of the Fate lore that applies to a lot of the other shows, so I believe everybody can find joy in the show, whether you're a Fate fan or not. Wash It Away, an anime about washing clothes. Yeah, you heard me right. This show is purely about washing clothes. Obviously, there's a bit more to it than that, but Kinmei runs this laundry service, and there's a lot of mystery behind her because she can only seem to remember about the previous 2 years that she's been there. She remembers nothing, no family, no anything, so it's kind of intriguing to wonder what's going on with her. I really enjoy how much she cares about her job. She wants to do the very best and will literally do anything to make sure the job is done well, even if it does seem impossible. You can see how much of an impact she has on the town folk around her and how many people rely on purely her. It's a real joy to watch as a lot of the older people lighten up when she washes something or fixes something of importance of theirs. My problem with this series though is it feels like there's no real conflict outside of the occasional 2-parter where there is a slight problem and she fixes it really quick. The only overarching thing going on right now outside of just washing clothes is the problem with her memory, which has kept me interested enough where I do want to keep watching because I do wonder what exactly happened and what her specific backstory is. I think the show can be a nice slow watch, but I think a manga format works better for a show like this. And even speaking of the manga, the art style is insane. Playing death games to put food on the table, the aesthetic of the show is really something to marvel at. With how dark the games are and how life-threatening it are, it is a nice contrast with the style they decided to go with. Each character looks like a doll, especially with how their eyes look so glassy. It even adds to it with the way blood looks in the show. Instead of having blood splatter everywhere, they use stuffing as a way to show how brutal everything is, which I feel like adds to the look they are going for. Yuki here is an experienced death game player. I can't remember the exact number, but she had participated in a ton of these games, and her ultimate goal is to win 99 of them. It takes about 4 episodes to complete a game, which can get repetitive, but there's at least enough switch up in the games to where it doesn't get repetitive too quickly. By the time you're ready for the game to be over, it's over. They also have this death plane. I'm not entirely sure what to call it, but a lot of the players see their real selves as they are on the verge of death. It also flashes these numbers, and I'm gonna be real, I have no clue what they mean. I guess it's just a way to show how close they are to ending the game, but I'm not entirely sure. And yes, these games are real, meaning if you die in the game, you are dead in real life. But something really cool is they have the ability to put your body back together if it's a clean cut. Yuki gets her leg chopped off in episode 1, and they're able to reattach it with whatever the fuck, I don't know. They never really fully explain it, but this show I think is one that when it's finished will be a lot better on viewing, but it is cool enough to really check out now and watch it to wonder what crazy games are going to introduce in these death games. You and I are polar opposite. This show has been the one I've been most excited for out of everything that isn't a sequel. It's a simple romance where they get together pretty early on. The main couple is a girl that is full of excitement and a silent man, and we follow them as they evolve as a couple. And Tani breaking out of his shell more and more and making new friends with everybody around him. This show is also funny. I found myself laughing more than once at Suzuki's scenes, whenever she's panicking over the date or how to talk to her crush in general, or how she changes shape sometimes. It actually just makes me laugh. This series is nice and sweet and really enjoyable how the two interact with each other. They tease each other and have nice moments each episode where you just root for them more and more. It easily became one of my favorite series out of everything that's dropped. It's so simple yet so enjoyable. Each character you just end up liking because they're all likable, which is hard for some shows to pull off. It's also funny seeing Tani learn about new things. Like an episode is him just figuring out what Suzuki meant by her calling him adorable, and he's just like, what does that mean? She's someone who can read a room and he's someone who can't. And I know polar opposite is in the title, but I like how subtle it feels, but most of the time it is pretty on the nose. So it's funny to see their differences put on full display. It's just a sweet romance that I am really enjoying, and I think plenty of people can enjoy it too. Taimon's B-side is an idol show, but it's about male idols. The big spin on the whole show is that it is showing us the real side of idols, but not as crazy as Oshinoko takes it. But it does show us the real side of these guys. Kinoshita is a girl who is in love with Face, which is the main idol group in this series, and one day one of her supervisors isn't working, so she ends up picking up the job. And the house she is going to clean is her favorite person from that idol group, Taimon, and in person he is nothing like he is on the big screen. He is a massive introvert, so he's afraid of anybody seeing this side of him, and it turns out the only one who saw him was one of his biggest fans. Their relationship is unique because she doesn't really see him as a true guy, she just sees the idol, so she is willing to help him by any means necessary. But it's getting to a point where he is slowly starting to fall for her, and the only thing helping him from being fully aware that he is kind of in love with her is the fact that he has no idea what love is. Seeing her get so serious about him whenever he's hurt or anything along those lines, as much as she's Taimon, she's defending Gloomy Hada. You can see that there's something there, that like she's finally might be starting to differentiate them. I don't know, you know. With Taimon, you can see his feelings starting to come up, especially with how dependent he is becoming on Kinoshita-san. Holy fuck, I'm sorry. There might be some real love coming from his side of things, and Kinoshita-san loves Taimon already, but slowly maybe she is falling for Gloomy Hada. He wants to make people around the world smile, but everybody in his group has a B-side that they don't want to expose. Oh my god, I'll be here all night, I'm sorry. Taimon's got his real self where he's, you know, sad and everything, and then there's another guy, and he's just an asshole. So it's gonna be fun to see how Kinoshita-san and Taimon eventually evolve into a inevitable love plot that might be brewing. I don't know. That's where I feel like it's gonna go. Journal with Witch. Where do I even begin with a show like this? I know not even a few minutes ago I said Polar Opposites was my favorite of the season, but you got every right to call me a liar because this show is the best of the season. This is easily hands down the best show I've probably ever recommended on my channel so far. Asa at the start of the series lost her parents, and she gets taken in by her aunt Makio. I know it's a pretty simple plot, but what makes this series so great is the emotional journey you feel with these characters. Asa is personally dealing with a lot of things. She doesn't tend to show her feelings or really talk about how she feels about everything, and she struggles to show that side of her to Makio, but the way these two have conversations, they are really simple but very meaningful. Makio struggles to give her that emotional connection she wants, but she is there for her and really helps her through everything the best she can. My favorite conversation they have is towards the ending half of episode 3. Makio tells her that her feelings are her business and she doesn't have to tell anybody about it, but Makio also tells Asa how important it is to let those feelings out when you have someone really close that you can let those feelings out to, and makes you feel less lonely. People that will always be there for you, where you can feel like yourself, that will make life a lot easier. They also have Asa's mother looming over to be fully revealed. It seems like she didn't fully support Makio on her way to becoming a novelist, so she ended up hating her older sister. Asa also compares Makio to her mother whenever she's talking to her and expects a different response from Makio, but she has to realize that this isn't her mother anymore. This is someone different who was just there to help her live her happiest and her healthiest life. These two's journey together is a delight to watch, and before she even knows it, Makio's life is changing, and easily, I mean easily the best show we have going on right now. So do yourself a real favor and watch the show, because every minute is worth it. Fear in Season 2, that's right, everybody's favorite elf is back for more, and oh boy did we miss her. This series has always been fun to watch. So far this season has been more or less about the journey for now. There hasn't been too much of a bigger plotline that would take up majority of the season. It's just heading from town to town where we learn more about the lore of the world and the other heroes and villains that played a part and are still around. The anime seems to be catching up with the manga pretty fast, and with how everything is going on hiatus, it might be a while before we see them again on the big screen. But this just carries over everything that made the first season so memorable, and there's some even romantic tension brewing between Fern and Stark. The animation also continues to be stellar. There's a rock mining scene and they spaz on it for no reason at all. Like, why? It's just mining rocks. There really just isn't much to say about this series that already hasn't been said, and I don't know if I could do anything that could sell you on this series more than Fearing herself. But honestly, this show does the talking. Just watch it if you've never given it a chance. Oh my. Season 2 of Gooner Slop. Oh my. Hopefully everybody did enjoy this video. Yeah, let me know in the comments what was your favorite, what's your favorite anime so far of the season? Mine has to be Journal with Witch. That shit bangs. And yeah, hopefully everybody enjoyed this video, and goodbye.